What is everybody up to? Oh, let's try not to get mown down by a big vehicle. Oh, I haven't stuck my microphone in. Hold that. Bottom. Silly me. What a fool I am. Forget my head if it wasn't screwed on sometimes. But if my head wasn't screwed on, then I probably wouldn't be doing a virtual tour with you all, would I? Oh, we're all flying in now, aren't we? La 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 la. Ah, splendid, Mrs. Moneypenny, splendid. Do you like the cap, Kent? It's rather sunny. Going to block the sun out my eyes, one hopes, and my face. So, who do we have on board today? We have Mary with her little blue bird. Claire, Chantel, Margaret, Quinn, and Nikki. Is anybody receiving? Please say hello in the chat. Or hello. Hi also works, Nikki. You're all there. Mary, what is that bird? It's like in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So those little cute little birds. Reminds me of that. Oh, showing a bit of eye there. A little bit of a teaser. Actually, what I could do, of course, is I could stand with my back to this shop here, and then you can see, well, just a shop, really. If anybody wanted to buy any probably quite expensive light shades. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Carolyn. Hello, Dustin. Hello, Alison. And I'm going to struggle pronouncing this one. Samaya. It was. I do hope that wasn't a dreadful. Yeah, I can see myself in the reflection of the window. There's two of me. Woohoo! Two of me. How scary would that be? Let me see. Oh dear me! It's a good job. Good job I haven't got anything. I put my hair up properly. You can see the back of my head. So it's been a lot cooler today, which is quite reassuring because it's just been too warm. Why is my gimbal? My gimbal's being a naughty gimbal at the moment. Let's turn it. Keeps wanting to go that way, which is rather annoying. So let me switch hands and put it back to. Oh, I think I've got the hang of it. Everybody, nobody panic. I think I've got it. Hello, Amy. Now is your name Amy? Hello, Betty. Hello, Lisa. Look at the state of my hair. I do apologise. I really should have done something. Hello, Emma B number 1. Hello, Lorna. Oh, just got a mini passing me. Oh, you can see the reflection. You know I wasn't lying. Hello, Anne. I need a hairdresser, I think, before these virtual tours. It's poor standards, what can I say? All I can say is it's a good job it's virtual and not in person, so you don't have to look at these straggles. I've looked at the weather forecast, and Maidstone next week is looking like it's going to be about 35 degrees centigrade, which is just going to be hideous, absolutely hideous. And if I'm honest, I'm slightly more worried about the cats than me because they've got furry coats. Hello, Steve.
Oh my God, I thought
Just turning round. I'm next to a dog groomer's. I'm not sure there's any puppies in there. Hi, Sue. It says no dogs, parking or prams. That can't be what it says at all. No. I actually have no idea what that says. I'm sure it says it doesn't say no dogs outside a whatever you can't do it between 10 and 6. So has everybody been to Rye already? Have you joined me on one of my tours before in Rye? Hello, Tish. No, is this your very first? If this is your first time to Rye, obviously this is. So I do 2 different walking tours in Rye. And the first one is kind of, well, I don't know why I say it kind of, it is. I start at Mermaid Street, go up Mermaid, past Mermaid Inn, past Duke's house and the old hospital, which is now private residence. And then we go to St Mary's Parish Church, then we end up at the Gun Gardens with a view. I will be repeating that one. This one, we're going to be going along the High Street, seeing I'm so pleased because George's Inn, where the last time I did this tour, unfortunately, it was still covered in scaffolding, but it's now, the scaffolding's gone, so you can have a look. And I'm going to email George's Inn as well, George Inn, and see whether or not I can pop in at some stage on one of the tours and show you, because it's meant to be absolutely spectacular. Well, it's meant to be lovely. Spectacular might be an exaggeration. And then we're going to go up. We're going to pop into Heart and Hatters, which I'm really excited about. Met the lovely Emma, who's the manager in Rye. And then we're going to end up at the Landgate. Lisa was on my Monday tour of Rye, yes. So, and then, of course, I have the Ghosts of Rye tour. So that was the inaugural outing, which was on Tuesday. And sorry, I'm trying to remember if I do any other tours of Rye. Obviously, I have my sunsets, which are in the Rye region. And I'm looking to do, hoping to potentially do a smuggler's tour around here. Also looking to do a silent tour of St Mary's, because I think there's so much in it that you don't get to see when we're able to pop in. So I think really it merits perhaps a tour of its own, perhaps in company with Anthony of Padua, which I haven't pronounced probably very well, which is a much smaller church, but again quite interesting. So St Anthony is Catholic and a Catholic church, whereas St Mary's, although originally Catholic, is now Church of England after Henry VIII introduced the Church of England. So let's see who I've missed while I've been waffling. Hello, Linda. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Christina. Hello, Donna. So if it's your first tour, I do hope you enjoy. I mean, to be fair, if it's your second or 50th tour, I hope you enjoy it. But if it's your first tour with me, I hope you have some fun. I have to pray to St Anthony if I need help finding something I lost. Well, my marbles, but I don't think they'll be. Well, exactly, Tish. See, great minds, great minds. Hello, Melanie. Thank you for following. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Katie. Is it quite early? It's not too bad in the USA, is it? It's 4 o'clock, so it should be a civil hour. It shouldn't be wipe the sleep from your eyes, is it? 10 a.m. Oh, that's all right. Then Claire and a teddy bear is on. Great minds and lost minds, exactly. Marbles are overrated. Hello, Carla. Oh, just going on 8 a.m. Oh, that's stretching it. Oh, 8 a.m. again for you as well, Samaya. Gosh. Well, 8 o'clock. I think 8 o'clock's a good time to sit. 7 o'clock. If it's 6 o'clock, I'm not a fan of, if I'm honest, in the morning. It's not one of my happy times. Hello, Helen. Hello, Michelle. And interestingly enough, as some of you may have seen on my Facebook group, I was woken up this morning because somebody was jet washing their caravan. So that's pretty special, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, it was quite late, but I had a late night showing you the sunset, which went on, it seemed, for 3 days because the sun wouldn't stop setting. So I couldn't disappoint everybody. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Trista. Well, you do question in the middle of a heat wave when I just had an email actually pretty much saying, oh, please conserve water, and somebody's jet washing the caravan. Although interestingly enough, I did notice down the side of the one I'm staying at that a seagull had made a few deposits. But what can you do? Hello, Sandy. Yes, do join my private Facebook group. It's a no drama group. So Katie's saying St. Anthony is the first step. If you can't find what was lost, you can appeal to St. Jude. Hey, Jude. Memphis Paul Stefan P is on board. There's a third option, Tish. It's give up. Hello, Lauren. Oh, sorry. Do you know what? I think I made a promise on my first tour I wouldn't sing, and I've broken it every time because I know I sound like one of my cats probably hacking up a fur ball. Hello, Karen. Hello, Diane. Oh, I say there's a very big van coming. Oh. Narrow street, big van. I'm alive. Hello, Kirsty. We've got a red hatter on board. Hello, Janet. I did say to Emma, the manager of the shop, do you have any red hats in stock? She said, I think we've sold them all. I went, oh, there's some. Hello, Joe. Hello, Michelle. Paul Stefan has a hospital in Memphis dedicated to St. Jude. Wow. Oh, 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go. I waited for all the twos. 2 little ducks. Well, it'd be 22 little ducks. No, it'd be 222 little ducks. I'll give up, shall I? It'd be lots of little ducks, and I don't think you'd get that many. Not in a row. Hello, Jane. Hello, Lynn. Mary's got a new building being built beside us, and they start at 7 a.m. drilling at 7:15. That's quite scary. That's too early. Hello, Angelique. Oh, I wonder how many red hatters I've got on board. I only know if you're a red hatter if you've got your red hatter in the name. Hello, Laura. Did I make that bird sound on cue? I think I've become immune to them now. I'm not even sure I hear seagulls anymore. Hello, Mark. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Laurie. Emma's off the starting gate with a tip. Thank you, lovely. Hello, Rosella. Lynn's a red head. Well, splendid colour. Is it the head or the hair, though, Lynn? Because now, with the head in capitals, I'm getting slightly dubious that you meant your head was red. A bit of henna gone wrong, no? Hello, Denise from Cincinnati. Oh, I love those American names. Well, in the weather, depending... Oh, it's only 2. Oh, it's all right. It just dipped. Depending on the weather, I will... only 30 seconds to go. Depending on the weather, I'm a hat and scarfer in the winter for sure. Hello, DT. Hello, KM. Oh, I've had a bunch of initials join. But now we're on to Isabella. We're on to Julie. We're on to Maggie. Oh, hello, everybody. I hope you're excited for what we're about to see. Just another car. I was trying to find somewhere nice and quiet, but I seem to have hit rush hour. Oh, look, there's another one. Oh, that's, yeah. Just if we could, there's somebody. It's all right. It's all right, she moved out of the way. I was a bit worried. 10 seconds. We'd gone live. I was so busy worried about that lady getting squished that we went live and I didn't notice. I am dreadful. Right, so hello everybody. If you are new to HeyGo, if you look at the screen on the top right, you've got a follow button. And if you press follow, you will follow my channel. What that means is that if you look in the app or on the website, you will then see my tours. And also if you've got the app, you'll get a notification when I put in a comment or when I go live. If you look at the bottom right, you'll see the chat button. And you can ask a question, make a comment. You can make a commenty question or a questiony comment. Depending on the speed of the chat, I will do my very best to answer. If I don't answer, please do ask again. Then in the bottom middle, thank you, Marlene, that's very kind. In the bottom middle, you've got a round circle. That is the postcard button. Now you can take as many postcards as you like. They'll be saved to your HeyGo profile and you can then share them. You can save them to your devices. You can share them on my private group or on HeyGo Voyagers. Please tell the world if you love the tour. Then on the bottom left, you've got a tip button. As you may well know, HeyGo guides are not paid by HeyGo. We rely on the generosity of your tips. Your tips are split between ourselves and HeyGo. And that's it. Let's go. So the reason why I start on this street is not necessarily for any historical, but just because I know you have some of you are Teddy fans. And if you're Teddy fans, then you're going to like this. Now, where is Rye? Rye is in East Sussex, and if I forgot, because I tend to forget, my name is Léonie Kent. So I do love to forget the basics. And East Sussex is in England. Now this is a sort of plan of the whole of Rye. So I'll let you take a postcard of that. And then I'll show you. So we're here, and excuse the finger, but we're going to be walking all the way up here, around here, jumping off there and bouncing back. Perhaps not jumping or bouncing, but hopefully you can see the scale of the town of Rye. Yes, this tour doesn't cover the Mermaid Inn. My other tour covers Mermaid Inn. So we're on the High Street, so I'm going to take you up the High Street. Now, Rye being Rye, what it says is the Rye Bookshop. But actually what it is, it's actually a branch of Waterstones, which if anybody from the UK is here will know that it's actually a chain of bookstores. But obviously, because it's Rye, they call it the Rye Bookshop, which I think sounds much more fabulous. And we're walking towards this beautiful building, which is the White House. And I'm just going to cross the road when the cars have passed so that you get a better view. And this is now, it's a hotel. And I'm just walking slowly so I don't trip backwards up the stairs. It's now a hotel. It's got arty bedrooms. It's also got a restaurant. But I haven't actually been in yet, but that's quite a nice little building. And the thing is with Rye is you'll find that lots of these buildings are just, they're grade 1, grade 2 listed. Some of them obviously newer, but that one obviously is an old one. And what we're doing is we're slowly walking towards the George Inn. Now, George Inn was built in 1575, and the George, as it is, actually moved in about 1719. And I'm going to move across. It's the terracotta building that we're walking towards. And last time I came, it was completely, oops, sorry, that's me falling off the curb. It was covered in scaffolding. So I'm super pleased that you can see it now. Now, what you're looking at actually, let me just twist it. Sorry, let me get the gimbal back to where it should be, is actually the frontispiece. And behind that frontispiece will actually be a timber framed building. So it's one of the older properties in Rye. Now inside they had a Georgian ballroom, and it was used for basically one of the main meeting points when farmers were coming to market. And it's got a series of interconnecting buildings around a courtyard. And what I did do is I nipped in there earlier, and I've taken the number, but I took a photo just of the reception area for you. And you can see just how lovely. Did you see that board's fallen over? Now, just going to see if I can walk slightly backwards to try and get you a lovely shot, and then I'll tell you. So, unfortunately, in the sort of, it did actually fall into a bit of disrepair at some point, and it was renovated by the current owners in 2004. Unfortunately, in 2019, there was a fire that started in the roof, which apparently was accidental and electrical in origin. However, it caused quite significant damage because of all the hidden sort of cavities. Now, there is a great news story. There was actually a lady who was due to get married the next day, and the firefighters, now bearing in mind there were 8 fire engines, 40 firefighters, and an aerial ladder, they actually managed to save her wedding dress, which I think is just absolutely fabulous. Now, what they've done is they've restored it really sympathetically. So this terracotta colour is actually sort of sympathetic to the time. Now, where we are now is I'm going to walk up that. I cannot even imagine, Maya. The day before your wedding, the fire. I mean, I also wonder about smoke damage. It was just a lady staying there, obviously getting all ready for her wedding, and the fire broke out in the early hours of the morning. Now, if you think that this fire happened in July 2019, it opened about 6 weeks ago. And what we're looking at now is we're looking at the old grammar school. So I'm just going to trying to get you a good photo. Now, this was built by Thomas Peacock in 1636. Unfortunately, he died just 2 years later. It's a Dutch style, so Stefan might like it. Now, when he died, he left it to the town as a grammar school for boys. Now, in 1908, it closed as a school because a new one was built. Now, it's now Grammar School Records, which I think is a really fun name, considering its origin. And that's one of the leading independent record stores in the UK. And I'm going to show you just how extensive their collection is. And you might want to... So we'll just have a quick nip, and I'll be quiet while I go in, because obviously there's people browsing.
Sounds like a bad punchline, but I really can't give away. You'll find somewhere for them, though, I assume.
Yeah, maybe they'll take them to the hospice down the road. Or we can just store them and give away all the other stuff.
Isn't it fabulous? And yes, you're right. Shall I let me stand back so you get a better view of the door. I mean, if you love music and you're coming to Rye, you need to go into that store. I'm an absolute door nut. I think a few of us are absolute door nuts at the moment. So that's really good.
Hi, Léonie.
Hi. So just moving on. We're due to then move on to the Heart Hatters, which is coming up. Now, can you see this clock? Now, this was actually, the clock was built in the was put up in the 1970s, and it hired Rye goldsmiths on it. Unfortunately, in the year 2017, a lorry drove into it. So it was replaced, and it now says Hatter's House, Rye. It was re-gilded, it was redone, and you know what? It cost about £9,000. So let me get a good shot for you there. It is a fantastic town, Elizabeth. Well, you will be, because that's where we're going in now. Oh, you said Ian would like the doors. So let me get you a good shot of the... I'm afraid we've got cars in the way. Oh, this is old. Yeah, I think this one is... let me double check. I think this one is 1490. Let me cross the road. Now, Emma is expecting us. So let's go in and say hello. And she might be speaking to somebody. If she is... And there's quite a few people in here. So I'm just going to show you around the hat shop until... Oh, my goodness. You never... I'm going to do a grand reveal in a minute. I'm going to show you...
Excuse me.
When she knew the Red Hatters were coming, look at what the lovely Emma has done.
I had to.
Oh, that is absolutely fabulous, Emma. Thank you so much. That's probably put a lot of... Right then, so here we are. We are in Heart Hatters, and what I'm going to show you first, so I'm going to show you, because Heart Hatters were actually asked to design the hat for Andie MacDowell in 4 Weddings and a Funeral. And now, is this the actual hat that she wore?
No, that's gone by the by.
Right.
I think a couple were made. I think they lost one at one point. So this is the reproduction of it.
Yeah.
And this is probably the last stitch.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive. And is it heavy?
No, it's totally stitched straw. It's actually really light.
Oh, well, I think I'll have to come back for a selfie with that on my head, won't I, guys? You could use it as a turkey platter, somebody's saying. I'm not so sure, but that's Tish, and we've got to, give her allowances. So how long would something like that take to make?
Well, this one comes completely flat. So it's just like a dome. It's what we call a capelin. And it will just be a dome like this.
Yeah.
Then we will physically block the crown on the wooden block. And we'll put stiffener in there. Then we will have to wire the edge as well and put this across. We can actually get it done in a day. Tracy's very, very quick. She used to churn them out hats because we did wholesale. Yeah. So she could quite easily get this done in a day. It's just the drying more than anything that would take time.
So originally Tracy supplied hats to sort of the film and TV, and they were also did wholesale, so they were in Harrods and Debenhams, but now they're focusing more on the bespoke hats. So what drew you, Emma, to into the hat arena?
Well, I did retail, I did hairdressing, and I moved to Bournemouth probably about 20 odd years ago. And then I came back into Rye. So I actually fell upon the job.
Yeah.
They were looking for a manager.
Yeah.
And I had retail experience.
Yeah.
I'd done hairdressing, I knew how to put a hat on. I also did a bit of seamstressing.
Yeah.
So literally, I just got the job that way, and then did my apprenticeship with Tracy. So worked closely with her, and that's how I did my training. So I fell into it. I loved it.
Loved it. And would you say, are there some people that don't have heads for hats?
No, actually, I don't believe that. I think it's a confidence thing more often than not. And I've had lots of people come into the shop who've never worn a hat before and say, oh, no, you'll never get a hat on me. And you'll get the people who fight it, that's fine, they're gone. But there's people who go, oh, well, actually.
No, yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
I would say I don't suit hats, but I've got a hat which absolutely looks fabulous for me. And some people are saying I feel I've got a large head. Somebody's saying I've got a small hat, big head, small head. But actually, surely that is, when you're doing your bespoke work, aren't you actually creating the hat for the size of the head? So you measure the head, and again, I know nothing about hats.
That isn't always the case.
No,
so sometimes the hats will perch on the head, in which case the top of the skull will actually sit quite comfortably into it, in which case, so for this one, it doesn't necessarily have to fit everybody. So it will perch quite nicely, and this will fit just under the hair at the back.
Right.
And then that one's called perching. So your head doesn't go into the crown.
Yeah.
But if they've got a solid crown and they're tall, then that's when we have to measure the head. And that's when it becomes, yes, we fit.
Right, okay. So let's see some of these hats. And somebody's asking about whether or not fascinators are fashionable still. And I know for weddings in England that people still love a fascinator.
They do.
Oh, and actually, let's show you some of these fascinators.
They're still very big for us. Very big.
And how long would it take, because there's so much detail on a fascinator, would it take about the same time to make a fascinator as it would a hat?
No, it would take less time. The only thing that really takes, it depends on the size of the fascinator. So fascinators can start from the size that you see on the top, and it can also go very big. So if we're talking about these ones, they will take less.
Let me come back to you. I can't move the camera too quickly, otherwise everybody will get seasick and fall off their chairs. Woo! Sorry if that was a bit of a whirly.
So the Cinnamate curls take a while. This new flower that Tracy's just designed is
that's
Lotus,
gorgeous.
made of silk organza. Now that will take time because she's folding it. She has to heat it, steam it, iron it, and then seat them inside the Cinnamate.
So let's have that's marvellous, isn't it? And what let's talk money. What would something like that go for?
So this is £65.
Oh right, okay.
That's to buy off the peg. If we made one for bespoke in your colours, then it's £85.
So bespoke fascinators 85 and one off the peg
is
65. Let's show you some of these coloured different hats. I'm just trying to keep an eye on my signal. I mean, oh, cute little summer hats. And so are these all handmade?
Well, all hats are handmade, but these aren't made by us. So
right, that's what I was going to say. Are these kind of more people coming in, browsing?
Yeah.
And so that one is £25. So what's the most expensive hat?
So we'll do the four weddings and a funeral, so that's £600.
£600. A bespoke hat means it's been made specially for you, so it's a bespoke item. So you could have a bespoke pair of trousers. Signal, dippy dip. And then...
Hello.
What, that one at the top, that's fabulous. Let me just want to... it's just literally because... literally because obviously we're just dipping out a single... bear with me while the lady's got, Emma, it's got a customer at the moment, so I'm just going to show you some,
Yeah, okay, so
oh, this is a higher corner. Oh, this is fabulous. I mean, oh, one star, that's not 1 star. One, whatchamacallit, blob on the old signal. Come on, monkey. Come on. Don't be annoying.
So with a hat.
I might even like a hat or a fancy.
Yeah,
$1 bar. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes just, I know if I come back now, hopefully, let's...
Not because there's some sort of philosophical objection.
Sometimes turning the camera around gives it a little va-va-voom, and it's shot up to 3 bar. Yes, for hire means to rent. So if you wanted, say, if you were going to a special occasion, oh, there's this woman. She's not really dressed properly for this hat shop. Has the signal gone absolutely bad, quite bad, because it's only showing us 1 bar now, which is fairly annoying. So what I'm going to do is go outside. Yeah, it is a bit. Well, I don't know why. Whoops. Taking my life in my own hands. Sorry. There we are. Let's have a look at the... let's have a look at me. No, let's have a look at the hats in the... and I'll try and catch up with your comments, because, of course, while I've been chattering away... I've missed a few. Pounds versus euros. Somebody would have to help me out with that, because the exchange rate has gone crazy. Yes, princesses. Ian says princesses Eugenie and Beatrice love a fascinator. They do, and actually they look fabulous with them, actually. And the Duchess of Cambridge has been wearing more hats than fascinators. I'm afraid I don't actually follow the... Thanks for sharing the link, Ginny. I will put up a link to their page. And then, of course, we have some fun glasses. Right, let's see if I've made... I do want to go back in and ask to have another quick look at that blue one, because that looks marvellous. Denise, there is a currency converter online. It used to be about 70. Yeah, I know, Michelle. That's the problem. It used to be about, you'd get €1 for 70p, then it went up to 90p, and now, quite frankly, yeah, I mean, it's not great, is it? Well, the price of the blue, I am going back in, Trista. I will ask no, Denise, everything in is Great British pounds. Great British pounds. UK sterling. Glasses cases. Oh, I may never get up again. Wonder. Oh, I say, does anybody want a London Mole glasses pouch?
I've always just thought people have never found the right hat.
Now, originally, they were actually based in London, but then they came to Rye. And Tracy now lives in France with Ken, her significant other. And I wonder if they're on board, actually. And they make the hats. So we're in Herald Heart. There are so many mirrors, it's very difficult not to get a photograph of myself in the frame. Let's have a selfie, shall we? I mean, that looks quite appalling, doesn't it? I mean, I look absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, the shop has suddenly gone crazy busy, would you believe? I wondered why I was still on camera. I've still got it turned around. And then, of course, for the chaps, we have...
oh, hello.
Have a few... well... And did somebody ask about Panama hats? Here we are. We've got a few more. Looks like your wardrobe. It's brilliant, isn't it? We've gone back to the one. So, I'll tell you what I'll do is I think we're going to need to go because the lady, I could, sorry, by the blue and black one, which one did you actually mean? Did you mean the one on the top? Right, well, we'll leave them to it. And what I'll do is I can come back and ask her, or actually see if I can get a photograph. Did you take a postcard of it, Trista? If you took a postcard of it, send me a message. Send me a picture of it, and I can go back in and ask them. And are you on Léonie on tour? If you're on Léonie on tour, or direct message me, then I can... now, I just wanted to show you some of the properties. So I thought, shall we buy that one? Anybody? Or for something that's a doer-upper? Somebody the other day was asking me about prices of houses. And here you are. Basically, this is obviously not your typical house. Certainly not one I live in. But you're looking at a good 1 million, really, aren't you? Now we're back to walking along the high street, and we're coming up to Adams Printers, which actually looks like a fun little shop, and it is, but actually it's quite historic. And I will just walk up this road. Now, this shop, Ethel loves me. I'm actually spoke to the lady who runs this yesterday, and next time I come back to Rye, I'm going to be going into that shop and showing you what's inside, because there's some great artwork. So I'm just going to walk backwards just so you can see this. Now, I'm just taking care because there are obviously cars about. Now, this uses a form of wood press printing, which actually used to be quite common, but now is incredibly rare. And the printers, Adams of Rye, is out the back. And I was in Rye Heritage Centre earlier, and he was showing me a book that had been printed by Adams of Rye, which is it's splendid to actually see it come to life. Thank you, Janet. Now, they've been printers and stationers since 1854. Now, let me quickly, while we're here, show you just some of the things in this shop. Thank you, Trista. And hopefully, next time I'm here, I'm going to be taking you inside. I'm sorry it got so busy. It seems that every man and his dog then wanted to go inside the hat shop. Actually, sadly, there weren't any dogs, were there? Because that would have been quite cool. Now, I'll tell you what we'll do, because we're doing quite well for time. I will also pop into Purdy Gallery, which I popped into last time. I won't give you the great full-on experience, but I'll just quickly show you some of the artwork. And if you come to Rye, you must come into this gallery. So I know I came in last time and we spoke to David's wife, but this artwork is absolutely stunning. And he also sells prints, also does jigsaw puzzles, which are quite fun. But absolutely love his work. Now, there are a lot of artists in Rye. I think it's just for the creative spirit. This is an iconic scene of Mermaid Street. And actually, when my mum and Michael came down to Rye, that's that picture they've got in their study. And as you can see, there's the jigsaw puzzles, and there's a range of them. And that Michael is my mum's husband. Oh, seagulls, don't talk to me about seagulls. I think actually I can't hear them anymore. I think it's got to that stage. And again, the other thing about Rye is just looking at the architecture. Again, just if you're wondering why I'm walking so cautiously, it's because there's only one lane and there's a few cars, and I don't want to end my days on the streets of Rye. Now we're coming up to, there's a little chocolate shop here where they make all their own, here we are, Rye chocolates. Now, actually, the lady studied law in Poland and she lived above a chocolate shop. And thank you, Laurie, that's very kind of you. And she actually had Lily, a bit of a broken down chocolate machine. She started, and now she makes handmade chocolates. And for some of the fans of chocolate, sorry that you're just going to see my reflection, and quite frankly you've seen more than enough of that today. I've forgotten what I was saying now. I was so annoyed to see myself again. Yeah, for that I might pop in again and see if I can chat to her. Look at that property. And the thing is, I could spend days looking into the history of this place and the age of the properties. It's just literally, the earliest, the Mermaid Inn is the cellars 1150. So if you can imagine, I mean, apart from the fact that the French did burn down significantly the town over about 3 successive raids. So I think we're looking at Ye Old Bell is the oldest pub, which is 1390. But there's just so much history here. It's absolutely spectacular. And this lookout was given in 1935 by everybody's fan, E.F. Benson. He was actually mayor of Rye. So we've got the bowling green, and so for those that were with me on my Go to Rye tour, this is where we were. Yep, this is the town, the bonfire and the town salts. So these were, they're reclaimed land. I mean, originally the town of Rye was surrounded by sea, but we're now 2 miles from the sea. Which is where I was last night with you for the sunset. And I actually really like this view as well, which I know it's not the lookout as such, but I just love looking at those houses, looking down over there. And then I remind myself that actually I am scared of heights. But I have the weight of 106 of you, hopefully, isn't it? And you can see that road. Now that's the A259, and that actually goes around the whole of Rye. Now I'm being super careful now because I don't want to plunge to my death. Can you imagine those houses? And the view? Well, obviously you can imagine the houses. I've just shown you the houses. I like that little man climbing up the wall to the right. What is he? Is he a trail? Oh, I say. Well, for a moment I thought you meant a human being and we had Spider-Man on board. I think it's just, let's zoom in. I think it's just a little bit of wall art, but I'll be honest, I'm not even sure how he could have got there. And actually, I don't think he's wearing any clothes. How super rude. Anyway, where are we off to now, you ask? We're off to the Landgate. Now, Rye originally had 4 gates around the town. Unfortunately, the Landgate is the only one that survives. I show you part of the Strand Gate on my other tour. Then we have Baddings Gate, which was by Wipers Tower. And there's also the other one that always escapes me and starts with a P. So let's call it P Gate. No, let's not. Anyway, it's not there anymore. So this is the lookout. It'll come to me. It just might come to me at the end of the tour. Now that's lit up lovely at night. Now, Landguard used to have, let's do this one. Oh, hello. Hello, Mr. Seagull. You're on film. Don't swear. Any Seagull fans amongst you? Thank you, Julie. What shall we call him? Gilbert the Seagull? If he flies at me, I'm dropping the seagull. No, I'm not dropping. Sorry, flew towards me. He's all right. It's all right. Nothing happened. I'm not that brilliant with birds, I'll be honest. Although I am a super fan of seagulls. Anyway, that wasn't part of the tour. That was just a bonus. I'm loving the names that you're coming up with for this seagull. I mean, to be fair, the problem is that every time I see a seagull, I think it's a boy, but there must be some female seagulls, otherwise we wouldn't have any seagulls. So Rye originally was fortified with thick town walls and the 4 gates. So this was part of attempts to defend the town because obviously we're so close to France. Unfortunately, the Landgate itself is actually falling into disrepair. We've lost the parapet already. There's so many parts that because you're getting the wind, the salty sea air from 2 miles away, I'm not even sure. Anyway, so really something needs to be done, otherwise it's just going to fall apart. And that would be really shocking. So Rye Town Council, Rother District Council and Rye Conservation Society are all discussing ways about how it can be preserved. ISIS is asking what would take to repair it. Oh, a lot of money. And that's the problem. It dates from 1329. Oh, a red letterbox for those who like such a thing. Now, I've got a hair in my mouth, so apologies if I sound strange. And there are instances of hanging from here, and what would have happened is there would have been holes in the parapet, holes at the top that people would have flown down hot oil, objects, you name it, the kitchen sink, trying to ward off invaders. So let's show you that. Unfortunately, hopefully you can. I'll read that to you in case you can't. So this ancient monument was built in 1329 when Edward III made grants for further fortification of the town. Of the 4 gateways built, this is the only existing one. It has a chamber over the arch and 2 towers. There were gates, portcullis, and a drawbridge. And you can actually see Now these are, let me check there's no traffic. The wonderful doors. So you've got the doors and the steps up. Now, a little bit of fun facts for you. In 2000, I'll let the seagulls have their say first. In 2000, get my gimbal back to where it should be. In 2015, over 3 days, there was 25 tons of built-up pigeon excrement, pigeon poop, removed. Now, to put that into perspective, so I'm waiting to cross the road, that's about the weight of 2 double-decker buses or 4 African elephants. Now, it was almost 3 foot deep, and the contractors said it was like walking on a giant chocolate cake. Now, I'm not entirely sure why they chose chocolate cake, because I think it surely could have been any kind of cake. And apparently, even with their masks on, the smell was absolutely vile. Now, humorous as that may be, what it really shows is how much disrepair and how unloved this building has been. And I think that's quite sad, because it's pretty special, isn't it? And we really need to look after I'm not sure what Tish has said, but I'm sure it's misbehaved. The clock was a later addition. That was mid-16th century. And as you can see, the traffic is going through. Sorry, I said the clock was, I meant mid-19th century. I said it was mid-15th century. That's a total porky pie. So I'm not sure about your question, Andreas. I'm just going to. So again, this is quite a busy street. It would feel when you're trying to cross it. Now, as you know, I do tours. I do tours in Rye. So it's about 70 miles from Rye, I believe, because I'm sure that's what Anne put in the chat last time. I gauge it by time. So from Maidstone, it takes me an hour to drive. And if you would get the train from Ashford to Rye, and then you could take the fast train from St Pancras. So if you imagine, you see those grooves, that's where they've been pelting stuff down, and you'd have had your portcullis. And what I do hope is, after they spent what I imagine was a significant amount of money to remove all the pigeon poop, that they've now done it. No, you can't. I mean, not just you, Martha, nobody. Thank you, Margaret, that's very kind. I mean, as you can see, there's another door there, but it's just not safe. Now, I did say I'd finish by the Landgate, but what I'm going to do is just wander up and show you some more of the beautiful buildings in Rye. Oh, and one of the old signposts as well, which is really fun. Now then, so that is the official end of the tour. Has anybody got any questions that I missed? And thank you so much to everybody that's been able to tip. That's very much appreciated. In church or a seasoned event, is it considered more polite to wear a fascinator instead of a hat? Well, I mean, thank you, Marilyn. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Heather. I think that's a really interesting question. I think, to be honest, I think they're probably both equally blocky. If you think about a hat, they're sort of flat and kind of lower, but a fascinator can point out in so many directions. Thank you, Joe. Exactly, Marlene. Some fascinators are fascinating. Some fascinators are gigantic, and it really depends on what you're going to, whether or not you're trying to outdo the Joneses. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Sandra. Oh, Heather, that's very kind. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm a little bit stubborn, is I'm actually going to see if we can walk back to the hat shop. The population of Rye is about 4,700, but you've also got Rye Foreign, which is really funny. Basically, what happened is originally Rye was bequeathed and was as part of Normandy, and then obviously there was concerns about France, so it came back. Oh, you go in. Thank you so much for joining, lovely. Are we allowed in the chocolate shop? I will ask for permission to go in the chocolate shop next time. I don't like to put people on the spot because then they might. Thank you, Alison.
Mum, did you buy those after?
Yes, Rye is a sink pond. I think I didn't finish my last question. I got distracted by Ian. Doesn't take a lot for me to get distracted, as you know. So Rye was originally one of the ancient limbs, but after Winchelsea, basically after a storm lost entirely its harbour was silted up, then Rye became a full-on sink point. So I took a pause for breath there. I think I better give my body some oxygen. Get so carried away, I was forgetting to breathe. What's nice is walking forward without having to walk around all these pesky cars that keep getting in my way. I was talking about Rye. I'm desperately trying to remember what I was mid-spiel about. Let me see if I can find the question again. Yes, so Natalie's saying 15,000. No, the town of Rye is 4,700. And then you've got Rye Foreign, then you've got Rye Harbour. Oh, that's what I was talking about, Rye Foreign. There you are. Let's not walk past the shop. Yes. And Rye Foreign wasn't handed back, so that's why they call it Rye Foreign, which is rather hysterical, isn't it? Oh, did I just post an image by mistake? No. Right, let's see, let's go in. Oh, Emma?
Yeah.
A lady would like to see the hat with the blue and black and know how much it cost.
The blue and black?
Yes, I'm not sure what that is. Trista, you asked about the blue and black.
Show me.
Show me the way to go. Sorry. Thank you, Denise. That's very kind. Is that one on top blue and black? It's not, it's just blue, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no blue and black. show it around and then I'll...
In the back, right, so in that thingy that I'm looking at, Trista. Oh, is that the thing? Is that the thing? Is that the hat, Trista, that she's pointing to? Second hat down on the left. Yes, it must be. That's the one, I believe. That one, Trista, yes. Oh my goodness, it's peacock feathers.
Yeah.
And how much is that one?
325.
£325. And this is, of course, because it's handmade. I'm not sure she wants my head in her beautiful hat.
Do you want it on?
Somebody was asked to see me in it, yes. Right, let's turn you round. In the green. I mean, look at me. I'm not exactly... what I do for you Voyagers, darlings. Hold on, let me do it. I'm wearing a grey T-shirt, wearing an absolutely fabulous hat. Anyway, I'm going to take the hat off and I'm going to give it back to Emma. I'm going to finish the tour outside this shop. Now it's caught on my hairband. Well, of course it is. What we're going to do is show the card. See, you guys are always getting me into trouble. There you are. Right. Oh. So, my chin. Nobody needs to see my chin that close up. So, have you all had fun, chaps? Did I miss any questions? Yes, I thought I was going to get stuck with that hat. I'm like, I can't afford to buy that hat. It's got stuck in my hairband. I blame every one of you encouraging me on to try a hat. I have a head for hats. I have a voice for radio. So I can't see that I've got any more questions to chat. So what I should be saying is, if you're not following me already, please do. And I don't mean round the streets of Rye. What I also have tonight is going to be a one-off special, 7:30 p.m, a look inside my holiday caravan, which isn't mine. It's one I'm rented so that I can come down, thank you, Trista, and do some lovely tours for you lot. So thank you, Tish, for sharing the link. Thank you, everybody who tipped. I cannot believe I've got 76 of you who have seen me getting my head stuck in a hat. Thank you all so much. If you do like my Rye tours, please do look on my channel, look at the Rye tour and press the bell, and then you'll get a notification when I next do one. I absolutely love coming to Rye. I think it's a fantastic place. I think if you're in the area, you definitely should come and visit. Lots of love to you all. I hope to see you later. Take care. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget on Saturday, I'm back to the Cattery with Liam and John, the little hand rears. And then, because I need, quite frankly, a rest after all of this, my poor little footsies, I will be doing a Mind Beach on Sunday. So take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.